Back again. I was at church. My family and I just got back from church today. Um, and I was sitting there in the pews thinking of my journey through life, especially in my 20s. Again, I'm now closer to 40, which is weird to say than I am to 30, which is just happened to me this week. um, but I was sitting in the pews at church and I was contemplating a life lesson that, again, is applicable, I think, to a lot of people, um, regardless of what you believe. One thing I grew up in a household where I'm the oldest of four, and I really took it upon myself at an early age. I'm not saying this is healthy in any way, shape, or form. I took it upon myself at an early age, as the oldest, feeling that it was my responsibility to help everyone in my family. I My family situation at the time, I felt like I was more of a at this time of my life, I was more of a counselor and a listening ear to my parents, and I felt more as a parent in some regards to my parents than they were to actually to me. Again, I'm not saying that that's true. I'm saying that's how I perceived things, um, in my childhood. So I was trying to be that for my parents and be this wall and be even a counselor when they ask me questions. Um, Again, this is when I was pretty much the ages of 12 to 18, where I would just listen to my parents' problems and listen to their issues and things that they were dealing with their marriage and with life. And I felt like I had to be this counselor, this pillar of wisdom. And maybe in another another story, I'll go more into that side of my life, but not quite sure. But I tried to be this counselor, this coach, this listener for my parents. Um, and then I had my younger sister who was a little bit behind me, and if anyone knows my sister, she's a very I look up to her in many ways. She's a very bold person. She's very driven. She's very type A in the way that she interacts with people. And I don't know. I felt as a big brother, kind of like take on this role when we were teenagers to try to protect her. Even though I know she didn't need me at all, didn't need protection. I always felt like I needed to protect her, and be there in some ways. In a lot of ways, she didn't want me there. I mean, what sister wants her older brother there, right? But I wanted to be that for her. This is all, again, the same timeline where I would spend hours listening to my parents, and then I would see that my sister's out doing something, maybe part at a party or maybe hanging with people that I didn't think were the best people, and I would try to counsel her and tell her no, tell her what she should be doing. And then so that's one thing. I was more of like a protector trying to be a protector for my sister. And then I have my middle brother, and my middle brother, he was it. And I think he would take this title proudly. He considered himself the black sheep of the family, did things completely different. And whatever I was doing, and I feel really bad about this because I feel like a lot of people would say, why aren't you like, oh, you're way different from Skylar. Why don't you do this like Skylar? And again, I'm not saying that because I feel like I was not the best person, in a lot of ways. But people would kind of say this because this brother of mine was very, very different in how he viewed the world, the kind of friends that he ran with. And people would say, maybe coming from my parents, not just people, I'm saying from my parents, why aren't you more like Skylar? Why don't you do this like Skylar? And he took it upon himself to be this opposite of me. And so I felt like I needed to be this example to him and be that and really try to magnify that. Then fast forward, I also have my last brother who's the youngest. And I felt like at the time that again, while this is all going on, that I needed to be kind of like his father in some ways, and mentor him. And if any of you know my youngest brother, he's probably most similar to me in a lot of ways as far as my personality, and our personality is the way we view things, even the way we view our faith. But again, I feel like because that similarity that I saw of my no similarity from myself that I saw in him, that I wanted to be a mentor and a help to him. Now, I'm not saying that these are bad things, but again, this is about the ages of 12 to 18, and I think back on it and how much desperation and I would say anxiety I caused myself in my childhood, because I felt like I needed to be this over here and that over there and this over here and that over there, and I had to give everything 10x, 100. No, for anybody like Grant Cardone, if any of you like Grant Cardone, like 10x my effort on every single one of these roles that I had in my mind, and I got to the point of again anxiety, exhaustion, and it drove me to to find outlets in different places. And why I'm bringing this up is because I think that's something that we all, in one way, shape, or form, at any point in our lives, whether you're young like I was at 12 to 18, and I say I've done that in my 20s and even now in my 30s, is to remember this phrase. Whenever you feel that anxiety and you feel anxious or you feel like you're not enough, because you have all these roles that you've put into your head that you're supposed to be for people. As you follow what your purpose is in life, you'll start to realize really quickly, I can't be all of these things. I can't be everything for everyone. And so one thing I just want to highlight from this life lesson that I've learned is that if you have those times, remember that I can't be everything for everyone, but I can be something for someone. And a lot of times when we focus on that, I find that I am directed or brought to the people that need my help. And a lot of times I'll say even that person that I thought needed my help, probably I needed to be something for someone to help myself, right? Whether that's being humble or being more teachable, and not being a leader, quote unquote, as the world teaches leadership, right? Being someone who takes initiative, type A driven, always has the answer type mentality, right? But taking a step back and like, okay, I don't know. And I need to be a student right now. And that's all I need to be. These other roles that I've put in my head or things I need to be for someone at this what I need to be for someone right now, I don't have the strength to do it anymore. And I want to tell you that when you feel that, it's okay. That's part of growth. That's part of change. If you feel that longing, or maybe what you felt longed or drawn to do, or that you needed to be this person for somebody at some time in your life, and you just, maybe it's becoming more draining than actually something edifying you or something building up them and you at the same time, it might be time to take a step back and realize this is not who I need to be anymore. And again, follow that phrase, because we want to be helpful. Like this altruistic view of life, I think naturally as people, we want to help others. We have compassion on people, especially those when we see someone's going through something that maybe is relatable to us, something that we've been through before. But even in your good desire to want to help them, the timing's not right? It's just not, they're not ready to be received by you. You're not ready to share something. And that's okay. And don't diminish your value. Don't diminish who you are, because you know what? I can't be that for them right now. I need to be this right now. Again, remember, you can't be everything for everyone, but you can be something for someone. And whatever that is you feel drawn to be for whoever right now, do that. And I promise that you'll be happier. That anxiety, that fear, that feeling of I'm not enough will go away. Not immediately. It's something I think that needs to be, a change that happens gradually over time. And I just wanted to share that today. And hopefully someone needed to hear that. But it's something that I needed to get off my chest as I was pondering that today. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday.